Welcome to the stage of Tuscaloosa's vibrant theater scene.
Join us as we unravel the drama and celebrate the magic.
This is the Crimson Curtain Chronicles.
This is the first episode of Crimson Curtain Chronicle.
Yeah.
We're starting. Going to be a podcast to discuss the local theaters here in Tuscaloosa. I'm pretty excited about it. I know you grew up with this stuff.
Yeah, gosh, I started theater when I was 5.
Wow.
Yeah, so let's see, so 25 years in theater.
25 years in theater.
Yeah, that's crazy to say that out loud, you know.
And you were here before the act was here. You remember the founding of the act, right?
Yeah, I do remember the founding of the act. I was maybe middle school when it first started.
Did you happen to be in the first show that the act did?
Yeah, it was no, sorry, hold on. So the very first show that the act did was a straight play called Greater Tuna. And it is a 2-man show, and really, really funny cast. It featured Joey Lay and Judson Smiley, I think is his name.
Okay.
I need to double check that. Really funny show. They played maybe 10 different roles, just going back and forth between male and female, roles, and it was a funny show. But I did help backstage though. So I guess technically I was involved, just not, on the stage. But then I believe the show after that though was Footloose, which was their very first musical, and I was in the cast for that show.
Okay. Well, that's cool. So you grew up with the Tuscaloosa theaters.
Mm-hmm.
You went to school for theater.
Yes.
Or for what was the degree again?
Vocal performance.
Vocal performance over at Montevallo.
Mm-hmm.
And you've gone on to perform up in South Carolina at a couple of different theaters up there. Am I missing much of anything else as far as so you've got your community theater around here, collegiate theater, and opera. Mm-hmm. Don't forget that, opera. And then the theaters up in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And private voice.
Yes.
Teacher. Been doing that for years.
Yeah, I also taught at some schools as well.
Right.
Prior to us getting married.
Yeah, I remember you directed Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast Jr.
Beauty and the Beast Jr.
Oh man, that show has so many stories.
That will be an episode.
That'll be a totally different episode.
That'll be a good one. Yeah, and then you're very much theater all the way. Love theater. That is where your primary focus has been for most of your life is theater and Disney. And I hope I come in somewhere a little bit, not too far down the line.
No. You are pretty on the money there.
Okay, good. Whereas I did theater stuff, but mostly church and school.
Okay.
So I went to a private school. My mom was the music teacher, and that obviously meant that she also did the musicals and plays for us and stuff as well. She was harder on me than the others, but everyone thought
I would think so.
Yeah.
For being your mom.
But everyone thought that everyone thought that I would get cast because she just wanted to have her son on the cast, and but it always would be the story. That's what they say until we start rehearsals, until we start doing things oh no, he actually can do a pretty decent job. For a tiny private school,
Yeah.
Big fish, little pond kind of thing. So I got, never took private lessons or anything, but I got some pretty good training for, singing.
Yeah, from your choir leader at church.
Right. The music minister. I was in a small ensemble at church, and he has a phenomenal voice.
Oh yeah, I heard him singing one of the
Right.
Easter cantatas.
Yeah, he has a phenomenal voice, and he taught us how to sing pretty well. And I don't know. I guess growing up with a music teacher for a mom and being around it all my life, pretty much, you inherently learn things.
Right.
Then, let's see, in college I didn't really do anything until after I was up here at UA, and we had the COE, wait no, that's this College of Engineering, it was COE does art. College of Engineering does amateur radical theater.
Oh, that's fun.
It's a tiny little group. I don't know if it's still going on or not. We'll have to look into that.
How big was this group, would you say?
There was like 10 of us at the time.
Okay.
So not tiny, I guess, but small.
Right, yeah.
And the show I did with them was it was a 3-man show. So most of the time it was the director and my 2 castmates and me. And I was by far the oldest, like by a few years. And I was also by far the shortest. And it was
They were very tall guys.
Oh yeah, they're all like 6'2", 6'4".
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like, hey guys, how's it going? What's up? They would make a joke about me being short. I would go buy a beer.
Drink your sorrows away.
Or no, just shove it in their face. Just like, hey, you can't do this.
Oh, I get
One of
what
them
you're
turned
saying.
18 while we were doing the show. So
Oh
it's
wow!
like that kind of
So like freshman.
Yeah.
Like age.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I made several good friends out of that one. And then really didn't do any more shows until after we were married.
Yeah, we moved to Greenville in 2019, and I did a show with a theater called oh gosh, I'm blanking on the name. Milltown Players? Was that their name?
Possibly. We'd have to double check it.
But it was a community theater in Greenville, and they were doing Bright Star. But how I got cast in that show though, because Rhea, member, Greenville has this sort of yearly audition process where they have all of the theaters in the area judge auditions. So you may have like three people from one group, 2 people from like another group, and this was like paid acting roles and also just like just community theater shows as well. And you would go, you would sing your song, do your monologue, and then you would have different theaters basically email you asking you to come in for callbacks if they wanted to see you for a role in one of their shows for their season.
Right.
So I got called back for this theater show, which was Bright Star. I got called back for Alice, which was the lead role.
That's right.
I was honestly really shocked at that because that was my first time trying out, and I was shocked too because I did a song from Pirates of Penzance, which is very classical opera singing.
Right.
So I was kind of shocked that I
show.
got called back for that.
And so you did an opera style audition, but they called you back for a bluegrass style.
For a bluegrass style musical, yes. Maybe they read roles that I played in the past, because I've played Belle and other musical theater type roles that aren't necessarily opera, maybe they thought, oh, she should be fine at this, but so I made that show, and I was also called back for, I don't think they were a professional company, but they were pretty high up. It was the opera group that was there. And I was called back for Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. was the show that I was called back for.
I forgot about that one.
I was called back for like one of the whores in the whorehouse. I didn't make that show, but there were so many just talented opera people there. I definitely understood why I didn't make that one. Plus, it was just a very different show than
Right.
what I've been used to.
Yeah.
So I probably was very awkward, you know, trying to sing those songs.
Yeah, you trying to be whorish would be pretty comedic, I think.
Oh gosh, absolutely. But yeah, so I did that show, and it was very, very fun. I loved it. And then I found out from you, actually, about a theater group there called Logos Theater.
Yeah.
You had seen some of their Narnia productions.
Amazing shows.
Yeah, you had seen, I believe it was Prince Caspian.
Yeah,
Was
I
the
saw
one that you saw before we were even dating, I think.
Yeah, I went with a different girl.
And boo.
We'll cut that out.
Then when we were dating, you actually took me to see Horse and His Boy, which is where I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a wonderful theater group. And I found out that they were doing Christmas Carol. And at that point, I had done Christmas Carol 3 times in a row each year with Theater Tuscaloosa. And I was Belle in that. So I was Belle for those 3 years. And then I actually got Belle in Christmas Carol with a Logos.
I still love the Christmas Carol story because, like you said, you did 4 years in a row. And I saw you all 4 times.
Yes, you did.
And the first time, we were just friends.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went back, we were dating. Then we went back, we were engaged. And then I saw the 4th time, and we were married.
Yeah.
You never got to play her while you were pregnant.
And
But
that
that's
would have
probably a
been
good thing.
and that would have been hilarious too, because so we did Christmas Carol in 2019.
Yeah, it would have had to have been.
Yeah, it was 2019, and I was pregnant Christmas of the next year.
Yep.
So if I played that role again, then it would have been married,
Yeah.
pregnant, then probably the next year if we did it at
Yeah.
like, what would that have been, sixth time?
Yeah, 5th.
Fifth. Then I would have been a mother, which would have been
Yeah,
hilarious.
the next year would have been 6th, yeah.
But then
Yeah, that would have been hilarious, and we were in a show together that
yeah,
next Christmas.
at Logos.
But of course, you always are trying to do these shows, you know, theater's big on you. For
Yeah.
me, I love watching theater, I love getting to watch you in theater.
Mm-hmm.
But it really, for me, I have a very different perspective on the whole thing. You know, you love the art, you love the drama, you love
I love
you
the
know,
story.
everything, and I'm sitting there, unfortunately, analyzing pretty much everything. I actually am.
You do that.
I'm an engineer by education, by profession, so like how things operate, how to make things work. That's all where my mindset is, and you know, fascinated with illusions and magic, which
Yeah.
stage magic is, and some of what community theaters do is borderline stage magic. And it's just really fun to watch and
Yeah.
been fun to analyze. But because I don't know as much about the theater stuff, I'll be leaning on you to help explain things and help me understand what's going on, or just tell me what a show might be about, because
Yeah, of
the
course.
names of shows don't really make sense half the time.
That is very true, yeah.
So we will we'll continue to explore that, and we'll definitely talk to people around here that are, you know, directors. If anyone who's written a play, I'd love to, especially if they've gotten it debuted, you
Yeah.
know, or anything. If they've done it, I'd love for us to talk to them, but also go behind the scenes. I want to talk to the stage crew and the stage builders, set design,
Yeah.
prop makers, all that
That'd be
other
really
stuff.
fun.
So.
Getting that backstage scoop, I guess.
Yeah, and hopefully helping anyone else be able to understand how they can volunteer to be part of something, or how they can, what kind of skills can be used for entertainment. Because let's be honest, more people like making people smile than is currently part of the process. And you don't have to be center stage trained, like, shining straight on you to be able to be a huge part of the show.
Yeah.
You could be the person beaming the light. So it'll be interesting. And,
There were no small roles, only small actors.
Yeah. Good line, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I think that's kind of a pretty good summary. The only other somewhat important thing is that it's also worth noting that our engagement story, there's no reason to get into the whole story, but we did get engaged on stage.
We did, yeah.
While you were playing in Once Upon a Mattress.
I was playing Lady Larkin in that.
You were a major love interest.
Yes. And what was funny too is that the whole show is basically about this son-obsessed queen who doesn't want her son to get married. So she makes this rule that no one in the kingdom can get married until her son does.
Right. So it's all about marriage.
Yep, it's all about marriage. And here you come during curtain call asking me to marry you, which perfect show for you to propose
And
on.
I stacked the audience too, because about half the audience was there for.
I think that was the most shocking thing, because whenever I was on a stage, I knew that your family was there because we were planning on, meeting with them, and I knew that you got lunch with them prior to the show. And our friends Kyle and Carissa were also there. And I found them because early on, especially in like high school, college age, I would sometimes like scout the audience for, friends and family who I knew were like there, and I like found them. But because I didn't know anyone else would be there,
You weren't looking for them.
no. And whenever they like brought the lights up and everything, I think that you like pointed out. And then I realized just how many people were actually there. One, to like see the show, because it was a great show.
Right.
But also there because they knew that the engagement was going on.
Yeah. And
So.
still kept it from you.
Yeah. It was a great proposal. I loved it.
Well, good. Well, I think that's mostly what people need to know about us, really, is where we're coming from and everything. So I guess up next we would need to discuss, we've already mentioned some of them, but we need to discuss what the community theaters around here are.
Yeah.
So yeah, next we'll need to talk about what the community theaters are, and maybe some of the theaters that are not community theaters but still might put on some shows we want to see.
Yeah, because there are tons of them.
Yeah. So next time we'll be going over the theaters around here.
Woot woot.